Welcome to our workshop, the Visibility Breakthrough Masterclass, Magnetizing Your Dream Clients. I'm Kathy Carneth, and I'm the founder of Sangha Healing, your trusted network for holistic resources. We are a dynamic hub connecting wellness seekers with carefully vetted professional healing practitioners while offering a diverse range of comprehensive health options. We are guided by our mission of raising awareness of complementary and alternative medicine while celebrating the innate power of self-healing. For practitioners, we provide growth opportunities, professional guidance, and a supportive network of like-spirited experts that enable you to expand your reach and influence in the world. So today, we are honored to be joined with Nedra Wendell. She is a trauma-informed healing professional, spiritual guide, and business mentor with over a decade of experience helping healing practitioners, wellness leaders, and other heart-centered entrepreneurs break through invisible walls that hold them back in business. She specializes in subconscious reprogramming, nervous system regulation, and energy clearing to help her clients reconnect with their higher purpose, embody their worth, and attract soul-aligned clients without overworking or self-sacrifice. Nedra's work is grounded in the belief that when soul-led women thrive, their impact ripples into the world. So are you ready to be seen? Let's get ready as we explore practical tools to shift your energy and reclaim your magnetic presence. Take it away, Nedra.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kathy. And I'm so happy that you're all here. So welcome, you magical souls. And if you would just drop in the chat where in the world you are joining us from and tell me, what is your magic? What is your essence, your energy, your passion, or your gift that you bring to the world? We may all be at different points on our path, but our desire is the same: to grow, to be seen, and to make a real impact without losing ourselves in the process. But what if we could take it a step further and we could thrive in our business and in our personal life? Isn't that the goal? So tell me in the chat, what do you want for your business and for your life? Perfect. So we've got Kathy's from Arizona. Wonderful. Please let us know in the chat. I would love to know what your gift is, how long you've been in business, and even if you're just in the dreaming stage, I would love for you to share that with us. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. And I would love for you to, let me get do two things at once here. Make sure I get the right screen showing. Okay, so can you just give me a 1 in the chat if you can see the Magnetize Your Dream clients? I want to make sure I've got. Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, awesome. Perfect. Here we go. Good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I want you to know that this is a safe space. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to show up just as you are. So today is more than learning. It's about remembering who you really are and why you're here. And I'm so excited for you to be joining us today. So let's fill the chat with love and connection. And you being here really means something, not just for me, but for your journey, your business, your life, your growth, and your next chapter. But before we dive in, let's take a moment to land. You're in the right place. Take a deep breath and just arrive. So we're about to shift what is possible for you, how you see yourself, and how you feel about being truly seen. And this may be one of the most important 90 minutes of your growth journey. Not because of me, but because of what you might reclaim within yourself today. So please, I invite you to eliminate distractions, grab a journal, give yourself the gift of presence. And even if you came here just to gather information or just to check this out, I invite you to lean in, get curious, be open to the possibility of a breakthrough, a glimpse of what's really possible for you. So let's start with a grounding exercise called collarbone breathing. And it's a technique um, that calms the nervous system, resets the emotions, and brings us into polarity. So starting with your right hand, just hold your index finger and your middle finger up, and then bring the left hand, index finger and middle finger, to the groove between the ring finger and the pinky. And then you're going to touch the right fingertips to your collarbone. Just touching the collarbone. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Take a full breath, pause and hold. Exhale halfway, and then pause and hold. Exhale completely. Pause and hold. Inhale halfway. Pause and hold, and then breathe normally. And all you're going to do is switch the right fingertips over to the left side, touching the collarbone. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Pause and hold. Exhale out through the mouth halfway. Pause and hold. Exhale completely. Pause and hold. Inhale halfway. Pause and hold, and breathe normally. Now we're going to take those fingers, bend the fingers, use your knuckles. Touch the right knuckles to the collarbone. And the breathing's always the same, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Take a deep breath in. Try to take a full breath, pause and hold. Exhale halfway. Pause and hold. Exhale completely. Pause and hold. Inhale halfway. Pause and hold, and breathe normally. Now take the knuckles, right knuckles over to the left collarbone. Take a deep breath in. Pause and hold. Exhale halfway. Pause and hold. Exhale completely. Pause and hold. Inhale halfway. Pause and hold, and breathe normally. Now we're just going to switch hands. So using your left hand now, hold the fingers up. The right hand comes to the groove between the pinky finger and the ring finger, that bone. Now the left fingertips touch the left collarbone. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Pause and hold. Exhale halfway. Pause and hold. Exhale completely. Pause and hold. Inhale halfway. Pause and hold, and breathe normally. Shift those fingers over to the right side. Take a deep breath in. Pause and hold. Exhale halfway. Pause and hold. Exhale completely. Pause and hold. Inhale halfway. Pause and hold, and breathe normally. Bending the fingers. Let's take the left knuckles. Touch the left knuckles to the left collarbone. Take a deep breath in. Pause and hold. Exhale halfway. Pause and hold. Exhale completely. Pause and hold. Inhale halfway. Pause and hold, and breathe normally. Last time, take the left knuckles over to the right side. Take a deep breath in. Pause and hold. Exhale halfway. Pause and hold. Exhale completely. Pause and hold. Inhale halfway. Pause and hold, and breathe normally. Just take a moment to notice how you feel. If your nervous system is in fight or flight, this is a perfect way to reset and to bring your energy back into flow. So thank you. I always like to start my workshops off by getting everyone into the right energy to begin with. All right, so I should be sharing my screen again. If you can just give me a 1 and let me know that that is working, that would be wonderful. And we're going to take a moment to set your intention for this session. Perfect. Thank you so much. What would you love to walk away with today? And I would love it if you would share that in the chat. We want to set the powerful intention. I believe that that sets powerful forces into motion when we set a clear intention for ourselves. So there's a reason that you showed up today for the visibility breakthrough and magnetizing your dream clients. And if you would love to share what you would love to walk away with today, that would be awesome. And once you come up with your intention, just close your eyes for a moment and visualize that outcome. Open yourself to receive it. Give yourself permission to receive it. Feel yourself receiving it. And now breathe gratitude into your heart as if it's already done. And that is the power of intention. Perfect. So let's get started. So let's start with a little check-in. No shame, just awareness. If you can be visible, but you don't like it and you keep pushing it to the bottom of your priority list, give me a 1 in the chat. If you show up sometimes, but you really avoid being in photos or on video, give me a 2 in the chat. And if you're not showing up at all and you love to be behind the scenes, even though you know you have something very valuable to offer, give me a 3 in the chat. So thank you for your honesty. Wherever you are, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Avoiding visibility isn't a strategy issue, meaning it's not an external fix. It's an inner safety issue. And that's what we're here to start shifting. So by the end of this session, you'll have a clear framework and a new way of to feel seen without pushing, performing, or pretending. And if you feel called to go deeper and receive more support, I'll show you what that next step looks like. So let's dive in. When authenticity becomes your business strategy, everything changes. You're not forcing content or chasing clients. You're showing up from a place of truth, and that energy is magnetic. Imagine a life where visibility feels natural, where sharing your message feels like freedom, not pressure, where showing up as you attracts the clients you're meant to serve, where you no longer second guess your words or shrink back from opportunities. How would that change your business? How would that change your life? What would become possible if your energy matched the impact that you're here to make? And how would it feel to finally stop hiding and be seen, appreciated, and valued? Drop a couple of words in the chat. What would that do for you? And we're going to let that vision be our compass and our guide for today. So let's be clear, strategy matters. But if you're not showing up fully or you're not in alignment, even the best strategies won't work to attract your dream clients. Now, this is really important. Write this down. Your audience doesn't need perfection. They need connection. And connection only happens when you're aligned with your truth. You are the magic. And when your presence matches your purpose, you become magnetic. So today we're uncovering why visibility feels so hard, and more importantly, how we can change it. So you're not lazy, you're not unmotivated, you care, you want to make a difference, you want to help others. So what is holding you back? Fear of judgment, perfectionism, self-doubt, the fear of being too much, the fear of being not enough. Are past wounds or trauma keeping you stuck in survival mode? These are not personal flaws. These are protective patterns. They are the invisible walls that are holding you back. And they're patterns that were created long ago that once helped you feel safe. But now they're holding you back from showing up authentically and connecting with your dream clients. But the good news, These patterns can be gently rewired. And most people don't realize how fast and easy it can be done. This is where I come in, and this is what you're going to get a taste of today. So give me a 1 in the chat if that sounds exciting for you to experience a healing and shift around your visibility. Yay, yay, yay. Awesome. You were born with value. You were born with purpose. You came here to make a difference. And that knowing, that innate wisdom and value, it's still there inside of you, even if it's buried under years of doubt, trauma, or protective patterns. And today we'll uncover why visibility has felt so hard and give you a path forward that aligns with who you really are. And here's what we'll be covering today: the 3-step client attraction formula so that you can feel safe being seen, so you can own your unique brilliance and speak with authenticity and magnetism. So we'll cover how inner healing and not more pushing is the key to connecting with your truth and authentic self. For now, just take a deep breath, stay curious. You might be closer to your next big breakthrough than you realize. So step 1 in authentic confidence, there's what you think you know about yourself, and then there's what's quietly running beneath the surface. So picture your self-image like these 2 circles. The outer circle is your conscious awareness. It's what you know and understand about yourself. And the inner circle is the hidden layers. It's what you don't see or understand, but it's affecting the way you're showing up. That inner space holds the emotional imprints, subconscious beliefs, nervous system conditioning, and false sense of self that was shaped by past experiences. And this is primarily from the first 7 years of your life, but also includes generational patterns, collective consciousness, past lives, and other traumatic life events. You could be carrying programs like I'm too much. It's not safe to get attention. I have to earn love or prove my worth. You didn't choose these beliefs. And deep down, you probably know they're not even true. But your body still reacts like they are. You came into this world whole, worthy, expressive, unapologetically you. When you were hungry, tired, or overwhelmed, you cried, not caring if it was 2 a.m. or in the middle of a church service. You knew your needs mattered. But over time, you learned to quiet that voice, to cope, to please, to stay safe. And that authentic self didn't disappear. She just got covered up. And now every time you release one of those old protections, every time you choose to meet your own needs with compassion, you reclaim a little more of your power. You unlock more of your energy. You remember who you are. That's when you become magnetic. Not because you're doing more, but because you're finally being you. And the best part, you don't have to relive everything to heal it. So today I'll walk you through a process that works with your nervous system gently, intuitively, and effectively. And if you want to learn how to apply this method in your business or use it for yourself, I train and certify practitioners in this method. But for now, just know this: you are not broken. You are not too sensitive. You're simply carrying old stories that were never yours to begin with. And it's time to let them go. The first step in attracting your ideal clients isn't strategy, it's how you see yourself and how safe you feel being seen. Confidence isn't about being loud or overbearing. It's about feeling safe to show up and share your message without hesitation, proving, or performing. So ask yourself, how do I see myself? How do I feel about being seen? Your body holds the answers. So tune in from the neck down for a moment and notice what you feel in your body when you ask yourself that, when you start to tune into how you feel about yourself and how you feel about being seen. Now picture yourself standing on stage. See 20 people in front of you, see 100 people in front of you, see 1,000 people in front of you. Imagine going live. Notice what you're feeling inside your body. And if you can name the emotions, let me know what's coming up. So drop them in the chat, no filter. You might notice fear, embarrassment, pressure, even shame. These emotions have a lower energetic frequency. They feel heavy and dense and constricting. Yay. So we've got some excitement there, so that's wonderful. Now contrast that with the emotions like joy, love, peace, and what your body naturally emits when you feel safe, aligned, and connected. Low frequency emotions literally cause you to contract. The higher frequency emotions cause you to expand, and you can't be in both at the same time. You are either in contraction or you're in expansion. Your feelings matter and your energy matters. And if you're stuck in survival mode or in fight or flight, you are in a constant state of contraction. Visibility blocks aren't mindset issues. They're protective responses wired into your nervous system, and they can be released. And that's what we'll be doing here in just a little bit. Because when it feels safe to be seen, confidence rises naturally. You don't have to push or force. And if you resonate with this rapid way of healing, there will be an opportunity for you to take a deeper dive at the end. So let's jump into step number 2. Your dream clients aren't looking for someone who has it all together. They're looking for you, the real you, grounded, wise, and relatable. So what makes you unique and magical? It is a combination of your natural gifts, learned skills, your life experiences, passions, your personal growth and transformation. When you speak from this place of truth and alignment, people recognize it, they trust it, and they lean in. So let me give you a quick personal example. Sometimes our gifts are not seen as gifts. So one of my gifts has always been deep curiosity. And as a child, it was often seen as being too much. I asked too many questions. And it wasn't until much later in life that I discovered it was actually a gift. So that curiosity led me to explore and search for true answers, to explore inner healing work, to keep learning, and to guide others with clarity and compassion. But it really makes me a powerful healing practitioner because I'm always curious and asking why things are the way that they are, why certain patterns repeat, why something still doesn't feel aligned. So what was once too much became one of my greatest gifts, my greatest strengths. So what about you? Was there something about you that was misunderstood, but is actually part of your unique magic? So I'd love if you would share that in the chat. It happens to so many of us being analytical. Yeah. And this part is really important. You already have everything that you need, and you don't need to be like anyone else. You need to be more you. So let that sink in. And so this can take, if you haven't done this and really explored your signature strengths and brought this all together, I'm just going to show you this quick example. Because when you see how your strengths come together, it gets easier to name and own your own unique blend. So here are some of mine, natural gifts like intuition and curiosity, and multiple trainings in multiple healing modalities. And some of them I became a teacher. So teaching is something else I learned in yoga and in theta healing and silent counseling. My experience as an entrepreneur, a franchise owner, and an online business creator, and more than a decade of personal growth, healing around my own self-worth, my money issues, relationships, and also working with other entrepreneurs. So you put all of that together, and that becomes my unique brilliance, which is why I help entrepreneurs make a bigger impact because I understand the different areas that can be holding healing practitioners, wellness leaders, and impact makers back. So none of these alone define who I am, but together it's what creates my unique brilliance. And you have one too. Everything that you've been through, everything that you've overcome has shaped you for this moment. And these aren't just strengths, they're breadcrumbs that lead your dream clients to you. They make your voice authentic, they make your story matter. And when you share from this place, you become magnetic. So you don't need to force or create your message from your head. You already are the message. And that's what we'll explore next, how to translate your strength into words that resonate with the people that you're meant to help. Once you tap into your authentic, awesome self, step number one, and embrace your signature strengths, and step number two, your messaging becomes easy, authentic, and aligned. So this is where your message becomes the bridge, connecting your truth to your ideal client's needs. So your most aligned messaging lives in the intersection of their struggles, their pain points that you understand, the transformation that you can provide, which is the solution to their problem, and what they're willing to pay for, what they're willing to invest in. And you don't need a perfect elevator pitch, but just start exploring what problem are you uniquely here to help solve? What do you want to be known for? What transformation do you want to help your clients achieve? So let me know if this is helpful. Are you seeing value in this? This doesn't have to be hard, it just needs to be in alignment. Perfect. So once you've embraced your authentic self and confidence and claimed your unique brilliance, then that messaging becomes almost effortless. You don't need a rigid formula, you just need to be real. Speak from your heart, share your stories, your own. You can share your clients' stories. Talk about what you've overcome. Let people feel you. This is what creates connection, and connection creates trust, and trust is what leads to client attraction without selling. Magnetic messaging isn't about perfection, it's about resonance with your ideal client. Can you think of a time when someone's message just landed and you were drawn to them? When they speak, you're like, oh my God, did they get me? If someone comes to mind, please share that in the chat. When you're grounded in who you truly are, your words naturally attract the people who need your magic. So here's your permission slip. You don't need a CTA, a call to action, in every post. You don't have to force content. Just share, serve, and connect. Let people experience your energy, your wisdom, and they'll lean in. Visibility blocks aren't just frustrating. There are powerful patterns that prevent you from being truly seen, even when you're ready to put yourself out there. You know you have something valuable to share. You feel the call to show up and serve, but then something pulls you back. You may procrastinate, avoid, dim your light without even fully understanding why. That's not mindset. That is your subconscious and your nervous system trying to keep you safe. And inner healing is essential because these blocks don't just live in your thoughts, they live in your body, in your energy, in protective patterns that once served you, but now keep you playing small. You can push through, you can white knuckle it, you can wrestle with your self-sabotaging patterns, you can hustle your way forward. So take a moment to lean into those protective patterns that are keeping you small, the feelings and the beliefs, imposter syndrome, feeling not enough, maybe being stuck in survival mode. So we all, no matter what level we're at, we all have some sense of protection patterns. And I encourage you to share in the chat. What are you noticing that's coming up with your protective patterns that are keeping you small? And then I want you to notice how many years you've been carrying it. How long has it been with you? I can confidently say 100% with my clients when we identify the feeling and the pattern and the protection, they can see how it's run through most of their life. The ways that we guard ourselves, the ways that we protect ourselves. What most people don't know, yeah. And a lot of people have done a lot of work in these areas and they're surprised that it's still there. I've worked on this. But if you're still feeling it, it's still there. And this is my gift. I'm really good at getting to those deep, deep patterns and identifying those. And a lot of times as healers or as healing practitioners, because we have the tools, we think we should be able to do this for ourselves. But working on yourself sometimes can be like sitting inside of a jar and trying to read the label on the outside. It's hard to see that looking through our own, I call them goggles. The way we see the world, the way we see ourselves is structured around the beliefs that we carry. So it can be very hard for us to do that. But most people don't know that there is a faster, easier, and more effective way with the right tools to address the nervous system, the subconscious programming, and understanding how the mind works, which is an important piece. These protective patterns can be released so that you're not constantly managing the symptoms. You can be free from these feelings and beliefs. And it's not about effort, it's about releasing and realigning with who you are. To reclaim your authentic confidence, you have to return to the truth of who you are beneath those layers, not the version shaped by trauma or outdated beliefs, but the version that's connected, intuitive, whole, and divinely guided. That's the real you. And when you align with that truth, visibility doesn't feel scary anymore. It feels natural. It feels safe. You're not forcing it. You're not faking it. You're just showing up grounded in your inner wisdom, held by something greater, and finally ready to be seen. So, how would that change your life and the impact that you're here to make? What would your business look like in 12 months without those protective patterns? And feel free to share that in the chat. So, this is really important. You are not broken, you never were. You may have adapted in ways that are no longer serving you. And at some point, your nervous system decided that being seen was a threat. So you learned to stay small, safe, and hidden, even when you were ready for more. That pattern did its job. It protected you then, but now it's outdated. It's holding you back. And that's what we're here to shift. Because resistance isn't failure, it's an invitation to come home to your truth, your voice, your power. Remember, you are not here to fix yourself. You are here to free yourself. Let that drop in. Let that drop into your body, not just your mind. Let that sink in. So let's take the next step to gently release one thing that's been holding you back so that you can show up with even more freedom and ease. This process of becoming an entrepreneur and stepping into this bigger vision, it's not a process of one and done. But this healing demo is to show you how quick and powerful healing can be when, number one, you have the right tools, and number two, you know what you're looking for. And that's where I come in. It can be hard to heal yourself because we have those blind spots when it comes to how we see ourselves and our place in the world. And I have found that there's 13 key areas where entrepreneurs hold resistance. And I'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, let's get into this healing demo so that you can feel what's possible when you release resistance from your body and not just your mind. So I am going to ask for a volunteer. Is there a volunteer that wants to come up and be a demo? And you will be on the recording if you choose to do that. And if not, I have a different, I do group healings too, so I can do either way. Oh, we've got one. Yay. Carmen, come on up here. I'll pin you. You can unmute yourself. Yay. Perfect. Love it. So, Miss Carmen, tell me what has come up for you today.
In terms of thinking like where something might be in my body or where I
Yeah.
might have some resistance.
In like visibility and being seen. And, I have to say it's true, no matter what level we're at, each time we have those invisible walls. So what has come up for you?
Oh, um,
And you know what? We could,
maybe just a fear of being overwhelmed with too much success or too much to do. If I really put myself out there even more,
yes. See, we all have
um,
those hidden.
that it will just add so much more to my plate right now than I want because I really want a balance of time freedom at this point in my life. I
Yeah.
just turned 60. I don't want to run so hard anymore.
You know what's funny? It seems like there's so many people that just turned 60 in the past week that I know. I went to a birthday party. There's so many people. So it's the year, it must be a special year. Special year of
Yeah.
60. Okay, so that's resonating with someone else that's watching. And so the fear of being overwhelmed, and if you just, and we don't even have to like totally name it accurately,
Mhm.
but just when you think about that for you, the fear of being overwhelmed with too much success and what that means, and you feel into your body, um, just on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the like kind of the intensity that you can feel it right now when you're focusing on that, what number do you give it? 10 is the most intense it can be.
Um, Probably about a 5. I'm pretty relaxed. You got me pretty relaxed to start with, but when I tapped into that just now, as per your request, I could kind of feel that kind of tightness more in my chest, kind of rib cage a little bit.
So let's do this. And so this is something because sometimes it's not until we trigger it. So you're in a pretty comfortable place in your life and your business and with what's going on. Just imagine doubling what you're doing right now, your income. And that doesn't matter, so everybody can do that. And does that change how you feel about this overwhelmed with too much success, or is it still a 5?
Um, that would bring it probably up to about a 7 or 8. Yeah.
So see how that's interesting for everyone. Sometimes those things sit there until it kind of gets triggered. So when we come back to this, that's what you're going to think about, you doubling your income.
Hmm.
That's what triggered it. And so that puts you at a 7 or an 8. So I'm going to do a combination healing today that kind of works with the nervous system and the inner child. And I bring the energy work all in at the same time. So it's kind of a combination of my modalities, which is fun. Um, and you're still in polarity. So what I'm going to have you do, and this is for everybody, because when I work on a proxy, it's for everyone to follow along with and do the healing as well. So if you hold your left hand up, we're going to work with the middle finger, the inside of the fingernail, and this is at the end of the victim energy. Use your right hand.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're going to use both hands.
Okay.
And you're going to take the right hand and you're going to hold. Oh, you just want to do it with one hand?
No, I'm fine with. I'm just trying to follow you.
Yeah. So you use your right hand and you're going to bring it to the inside edge of the left finger. Here's your fingernail, and we're just going to
Okay.
overlap. That's the meridian. So this is a combination of using emotional release points and breath work, and I'm bringing everything in. So you can relax your hands now. Just keep holding that spot, but that's triggering the victim energy, so that helps us get to where we need to go. And now just close your eyes. So for everybody, and if you're watching this replay, it's the same. Just go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath and shift your awareness out of your head and down into your body. So Carmen, with your permission, we're going to find out where this problem began, the fear and the overwhelm, if you doubled your income right now, so that it can stop being a problem for you. So, Carmen, what event in your life is the cause of the event, the first event that when resolved, it will cause the problem to disappear? If you were to know, how old were you? What's the first thing that comes into your mind?
Probably about 7.
Okay. And you definitely don't have to share any details unless it's not a problem for you. But as you look at this through your 7-year-old eyes, What's the first person, place, or event that's coming into your mind?
Um, I'm thinking about a time that my mom was really sick, and I was overhearing a conversation with my dad on the phone, crying to my grandmother, "What am I going to do if I lose her?" Because my sister was a year old at the time, and my brother was about 3.
Yeah, and you're the oldest?
Yes.
Okay. I could feel the emotion that's coming. What's the impact that that had on you at 7 when you overheard that conversation?
That I might be motherless, and I was picking up on my dad's overwhelm,
Mm,
and I didn't know the extent of how sick she was,
mhm,
and I was feeling a little isolated in school at the time because nobody could understand. I couldn't really talk to anybody about it, and when I did, a friend kind of made fun of me.
mm,
um, and just a sense of kind of powerlessness to help. And being the oldest, I never felt like I got to be a child
mm, mm.
myself, not for very long.
So you kind of
Um,
grew up at 7, felt very responsible.
yeah,
Yeah.
like by 7 or 8, I was doing a lot of chores. And in addition to school, I grew up on a farm. There's always a lot to do. And the whole notion of what happens if my mom doesn't make it or doesn't come home from the hospital.
Mhm,
And just, it was kind of a feeling. We moved to the farm when I was just before I turned 5. And it was a feeling of isolation for me because prior to that, I'd lived in a small town where I had, grandmas and cousins nearby.
mm.
And here we kind of knew no one.
So you were,
Everybody else there was related to one another, but we were not. And so it was kind of a weird feeling of not belonging.
yeah, yeah. And also that friend kind of reiterated you tried to share, and then I'm sure you didn't use the word different, but she couldn't relate to you and even made fun a little bit. So is
Yeah,
that what?
there was no compassion or empathy.
Yeah.
There was,
Mm,
it seemed like when I was at that age, I carried around a lot of shame
mhm.
for whatever. Just, I was just so different. So,
Same, different, and it feels like you're carrying a big burden. That responsibility. You've moved, you did have support. Now you've changed, you're isolated, your mom might be leaving, the fear, you're trying to step up. That feels like a lot. I mean,
and wanting to comfort my dad at the same time that I needed to be comforted myself.
mhm. Yeah, so you're taking care of other people. Was anybody taking care of you?
No.
Yeah. Look at all of that. See how significant these events are. And I know I could feel the emotion from you. Now I want you to look at this again through the 7-year-old eyes because all of this happened. What's the protection that you started to live with, or the mask that you started to wear? How did it change you and how you show up?
I just kind of became more of a people pleaser to fit in. I didn't always speak my truth. I always got kind of beat down for it. There's even a one that is even more shameful. Um, I grew up in a town where I grew up on a farm next to a town of 500 people. So I was in the same school from kindergarten through the time I graduated from high school. But I spoke up for myself when I was 6 years old because I got in trouble for something I didn't do. And the teacher kind of dragged me from the smart group down to the low group.
Mm,
And spunky little Carmen was not having any of that. And she grabbed her coat and was going to walk 5 miles home. And the teacher caught me like a block down the street, dragged me back and in front of the whole class, pulled my pants down and spanked me in front of the whole class. And people were still reminding me of that when I was a senior in high school, later in life, and then nobody wanted to be my friend because I got in trouble. My husband's going, I would have been cheering you on, like you took on the teacher, but you had the guts to take on this battle axe.
But you
You
did,
know,
you were punished for it,
I was punished for it, and then I got home and was punished again for it.
punished twice.
I got punished again. And so I think my fitting in and people pleasing might have started even
Yeah,
earlier than the age 7.
yeah,
It might have been more like age 6,
yeah,
because it was just kind of like
yeah.
I because I really didn't do what I was accused of, and it pissed me off. And
Right. But isn't
sweet
there a,
little girl that I was, I just said I didn't do it, and then I got punished anyway. And so I'm just like, I don't need this. I'm going home.
isn't that little spunky girl got suppressed then because she got,
Little spunky girl really got suppressed. I kind of lost a bit of my ability to advocate for myself.
yeah,
But then I've always had this empathy for the underdog
right.
ever since then. It kind of provoked in me a feeling of people who don't have a voice, or, you know,
So we want to keep
protecting people who are vulnerable.
those qualities, those things that we learn, but we want to release the negative emotions and the protection that
Yeah, because there was such shame about that.
so we're gonna release some from the nervous system. Yeah, we're gonna go through.
Now you're hearing all my
Yep,
my
nope, we're gonna
early
start
wounds.
releasing them. So, and for whatever that's triggered for the people that are watching, the emotions that were triggered, because it's triggering, everyone has an experience like that, and it's triggering, then what we're gonna do is start to release that now. So I want you to bring your index fingers to the outside of the eyes. This is where we hold frustration, resentment, bitterness, and rage. So I want you to think about, you had 2 scenes that actually came up.
Hmm.
One with the teacher and speaking your truth, and then the one with your dad and the phone call and your mom being sick and that situation. So as you're sort of seeing both of those scenes, breathe in, connect any frustration, resentment, bitterness, or rage, you're connecting with it, and then exhale out through the mouth and you're releasing that energy or the emotion. So breathing in, let it come. Breathing out, let it go. Good. Honoring any frustration, resentment, bitterness, or rage, whatever you're feeling. Acknowledge it, honor it, and then release it as you exhale. And you can tell me when you feel like that has shifted. Because it gets stuck in the meridians, and that's what we're releasing right now. It didn't get processed at the time. And honoring whatever you're feeling, let that come. Acknowledge it and let it go. And when you feel like that's shifted, we'll move on to the next spot. Yep, if you're feeling it, just stay with it. And everyone's releasing their own frustration, resentment, bitterness, and rage as they're processing whatever's come up for them. Feeling that little shift? No?
I do, yeah. I tend to do it with the mind gem, like here,
Yeah,
releasing the trauma.
yeah,
But yes, I feel better.
yeah. So under the nose and the chin. Now we're gonna go, this is where we hold that shame. So right on the crevice
So
between
which fingers am I using? The dominant fingers, or
the two, you're fine. Yep, yep, right there. So this is where we hold vulnerability, shame, lack of self-esteem, confidence, self-love, self-respect. So you already mentioned, so the shame, the vulnerability. So as you focus on these scenes, breathing in, connecting to that shame, any vulnerability, any lack within yourself, lack of self-esteem, self-confidence, self-love, self-respect. Breathe in, let that come. Honor it and let it go. Honor it, let it come. Whatever you're feeling. Doesn't even have to have a name. Just let it come into your awareness, connect with it, and let it go. What you're feeling. And if you're still feeling it, stay with it. When you feel it shift, then we can move on.
Okay.
All right, and we're going to move. Okay, so we're going to go to the liver. So if you use your right hand, you bring it around the right side and use your thumb in the back. And
So
then find a,
right hand to the left side.
nope, right hand to the right side. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Right hand to the right side, and in the back, your thumb should find a sore spot. That's your liver meridian, and that's where we hold anger.
Okay.
Okay, so you're just going to gently press on that spot. And again, focusing on these two scenes, breathing in, connecting to any anger. And just welcome that to come up, honoring whatever you're feeling here, and then use your breath as you exhale, you're processing and releasing it from your body. Good, honoring whatever you're feeling. Let that come and let it go. Good. Okay, we're going to come back to this middle finger, so the inside of the fingernail. This is where we hold victim energy. This is the helpless, powerless feeling that you were describing in the first scene with your dad and your mom's situation. Helpless, powerless, why me? And you can also have the comparison, jealousy or envy can come in here. So as you're looking at those two scenes, breathing in, connecting to any helpless, powerless, why me, victim energy, let that come up, connect with it, and then use your breath. Exhale out through the mouth. Good. Release that energy, breathing in. Honor it, let it come, and then honor it and let it go. Okay. Last spot, we're going to go to the side of the hand. So this is any fear of change, but this is where we hold the negative thoughts and the negative emotions that are contributing to this pattern. So as you focus in on those scenes, again, you're going to breathe in, connect any negative emotions, negative thoughts, any fear of change. Let that come. Honor it and let it go. All right. And now, are you ready?
Yep.
Good. All right. Now, what I want you to do is close your eyes, and I want you, the Carmen, wise Carmen that you are today, to go and be with the 7-year-old Carmen and invite her up on your lap. She immediately knows who you are. You know who she is. Carmen, what does she need to know right now that she didn't know then?
Well, I'm inviting the 6-year-old Carmen because that one dealt with more shame.
Okay.
Um,
Have them both there with you.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have them both there. Um, just that you're safe and that you're enough and that it's okay to be you. It's okay to express yourself. It's okay to have an opinion and have a voice. It's okay to be seen. You don't need to be invisible anymore.
Mm.
Um, because the Carmen that got spanked in front of the class just really wanted to be invisible, boy,
Mm.
that had her butt shown in front of everybody.
Yeah. Yeah,
She just wanted to crawl into some hole and
for sure.
go away.
Yeah.
And the 7-year-old Carmen was just scared. She was just scared of losing her mom and what that might mean, and scared for her dad. And
And what does she need to know about that?
she was very lonely.
But what does she need to know that she
She
didn't?
needs to know that she's safe and that everything was going to turn out okay.
In the ocean of connection with Source, she is loved and she is safe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's bring that in. Let's download all of these things, this higher knowing and understanding that each soul is on their journey, that it's not her responsibility to take care of her father, that she can trust in life, in her mother's path or father's path, and to know that she is loved, that she is protected in the energy, this ocean of source, and that she is connected to this unconditional love and her higher self and her soul.
And that mom is still around.
Yeah. Yeah.
81-year-old mom.
That's amazing. I love that. I
And
love
84-year-old dad is still there too.
Okay, so that's what she needs to know. It all worked out
It all worked out. You're 60 years old and you still have your parents.
amazing. So we're downloading and reconnecting her with this highest truth of who she is, her higher self, her soul, the trusting in the universe, the trusting that life is unfolding for her, that she is more than enough, that she did not deserve that treatment from that teacher, and the gifts that she learned, that compassion for the underdog and the understanding and everything that she learned from it, she can keep these gifts and strengths without continuing to care any and continuing to carry any of these beliefs or feelings or protection. So is she ready? Are they ready, the 6 and 7-year-old, to take those masks off and those forms of protection and release them?
Yeah. It's called Open Kimono Man.
So let's imagine there's a fire in front of you and put those masks in that fire and then let them turn to ash, and the ash goes to the seventh plane to be turned into unconditional love, and you are free to be your authentic self. So let's download what that feeling is. And these downloads are for everyone. All you have to do is say yes to receive it. Does your the 6-year-old and the 7-year-old feel loved now?
Yes.
Safe?
Yes.
Significant?
Yes.
Perfect. What color is this wisdom and knowledge that we've just given your 6 and 7-year-old?
It's purple.
Beautiful. So can you rewatch these two scenes, but this time it's infused with the purple energy. So it's changing your story. It's changing the meaning. Doesn't necessarily change what happened, but it changes how you feel about it. Watch the scenes a second time with the purple energy being infused. And then watch the scenes a third time in black and white. And as you watch them in black and white, the scenes start to fade into the distance until you can't see them anymore. But what's left is the knowing that you, the 6-year-old and the 7-year-old, are now perfect, whole, and complete just as you are. There is nothing wrong, nothing broken, nothing to be fixed. Are they ready to integrate with you and come and live with you now and be a part of you now?
Yes.
They're already perfect. So just witness them coming in through your sacral chakra. They're merging into your being, becoming one with you. We're going to send that purple energy back through your lifetime into the womb, reconnect you with your higher self, your soul. From your soul, we're going to send it out to all lifetimes. And then from childhood, we're going to bring it forward into the present moment. So just feel that purple energy being infused into your life right now. And then we're going to send it forward into the future so that it's always and forever a part of you. And when you're ready, go ahead and you can open your eyes. So now when you think about doubling your business right now, the success, your income right now, notice what you feel. And on a scale of 0 to 10, where 10 is the worst it can be and 0 is, I don't feel any resistance to it. What number do you give it right now?
A 1.
Yay. See, that's so amazing how the energy of the past, if it hasn't been processed, certain situations can happen and it can just trigger that overwhelm and that fear to something that's kind of doesn't necessarily seem related, but it gets triggered and can affect and hold us back now. So it's very powerful. Thank you, Carmen, for being very open and coming up, and it was very powerful. So if anyone has any comments that they want to add.
Thank you, Nedra.
Thank you. That was amazing. Okay, perfect. And so for time's sake, yes, I want to continue. We're just about to the end, but that is so powerful to understand how those feelings can affect us many years later. So I can do the math. Carmen just turned 60, and that was from ages 6 and 7. So those feelings, if they don't get processed, they live within us, inside of us. And then as we expand our comfort zone at different levels, these different layers get triggered. So if you could give me a one that you see the screen, just to make sure that I am perfect, perfect. Okay, thank you so much. Good deal. So this is what inner healing does. It helps the body to feel safe, being seen, and expanding again. So what you just experienced around visibility is only the beginning. For many, that shift alone can spark real momentum. But in my work with spiritual entrepreneurs, I found that visibility blocks are rarely the only thing standing in the way. I've learned from over a decade and thousands of hours working with healing practitioners and wellness leaders is that there are 13 key areas where hidden resistance can quietly hold you back as you grow your business. And every time you stretch your comfort zone or step into a new level of success, these hidden areas can get triggered, pulling you back or stopping you in your tracks. And that's why I guide my clients through a process that helps them become a clear and aligned container for the big vision that they're here to live. So their journey becomes faster, lighter, and more easeful. Because the more of these layers you can gently heal and release, the more clarity, flow, and momentum you'll experience in every part of your business and life. So don't get discouraged if more resistance comes up after today, when it comes up after today. It will. What we released around visibility was real and it was permanent. This is just one layer, and we've already created meaningful change. So now just imagine how free, confident, and aligned you'll feel after working through all 13 areas with support every step of the way. So if this stirred something in you today, even just a flicker of clarity, calm, or a deeper knowing, that's not random. That's your inner wisdom speaking up. You've only scratched the surface here in this masterclass. The real transformation begins when you allow yourself to go deeper. This is my invitation for you to do just that. Let's explore your unique situation so we can uncover where your energy might be tied up and holding you back. This is your chance to release what's no longer serving you and finally move forward with more ease, clarity, and confidence. So I'd love to offer you a complimentary one-to-one call to help you get clear on your next steps to grow your business and create a life that you truly love. Let me grab the link and share that. Perfect. There is a link to schedule that call. So let's take this next step together. And I just want to recap what the takeaway from today is. So resistance isn't a flaw. It's protection that simply needs healing. We went over the 3-step client attraction formula. Authentic confidence, it's reconnecting with who you are and why you're here. Your signature strengths, so you can own your authority. And then your magnetic messaging is really going to be effortless because you're going to be really clear on who you are, why you're here, what you're good at, and what you do, and you just share that. The authentic self is the message. So I invite you to take this opportunity to dive deeper with me, my treat. Remember, this isn't about fixing yourself. It's about freeing yourself to show up as the real you. So I'm going to take a few minutes to answer any questions that are coming up, whether it's about what we've covered, what your next steps are. You can drop it in the chat, or I'll quit sharing here in a minute and you can just unmute. But I would love for you to share what's your biggest aha or takeaway from today. And whether you choose to take advantage of my one-to-one offer or not, I hope that you're leaving today with a deeper sense of who you are and what's possible when you stop trying to push through and start healing what's been holding you back. So thank you, each one of you, for showing up, for being open, for being brave. You are already enough, and your presence is more powerful than you know. So I hope to see you in the breakout session. And for the rest of you, I hope today was a spark that'll keep you moving forward. Be bold and be you.
Thank you so much, Nedra. That was absolutely wonderful, very powerful. And I think for me, I didn't realize that the first 7 years of our life is what creates our subconscious, so that and I'm 60 as well, so going way back, right? And like those things that happen to us in early childhood, which going through that wonderful formula brought up for me as well. And it was, again, very powerful and interesting to walk through that and let that go. So thank you.
Very nice. Yes, you're welcome. That is, most people don't realize that's what's driving and motivating them, that's their kind of their programming.
Yeah. And I'm aware of it because I do this work too. You know, and I thought